We're going to start the presentation right now. Again, my name is Ron from International Trade Council. So I am a trade commissioner. And for today's webinar, it will be about Malta, a vibrant economy open for sustainable business. So the host for the webinar is Malta Enterprise. It's an agency responsible for the promotion of foreign investment and industrial development in Malta. Its mission is to sustain Malta's overall competitiveness to create the high environment for successful enterprise in Malta. It offers assistance and advice to those who seek to learn more about the multitude of business and investment opportunities available on the island. So I will be the moderator for today. Just to give you an idea, the presentation may last a maximum of 1 hour. So we will let the presenter finish the presentation first, and then if you have any question, just type in your question on the Q&A tab, and they will be able to answer the question for you. And we will also run a poll after the presentation, and I hope you answer that. So let me just introduce to you the presenter right now. So our speaker is Maria Zamit Nikolaev. Maria has been working with Malta Enterprise for the past 9 years. Her main role is to promote vibrant economy, which is open for business, an opportunity which has been entrusted with in view of her educational background, coupled with acquired industry-related skill. For the past years, she has been responsible for the overall management of the Malta Enterprise Regional Office, where she has very successfully implemented Malta Enterprise policies and procedure. With her is Natalie Farrugia. Natalie joined Malta Enterprise, the government's National Economic Development Agency, at the beginning of 2016. Today, she is the Chief Officer responsible for investment promotion. Natalie oversees the investment promotion efforts of the corporation, including the management of the local teams and foreign-based teams. So without any further ado, I will pass the time now to Maria so we can start the presentation.
Yes, sure. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar. It's a pleasure today for us to discuss an overview of the Maltese economy and the advantages which one can benefit from when investing in Malta. So just an introduction about Malta, a little bit information about the facts and figures. As an area, it is, we can move to the first slide, please, or the second slide, please. So as an area, it is 316 kilometers squared with a population of nearly 500,000, and the capital city is Valletta. Our official languages are Maltese and English. We can move to the next slide. Although Malta is a small island in the Mediterranean, it is also part of a larger family of the European Union. We have become members of the European Union in 2004. In 2007, we have become members of the Schengen area. And in 2008, we adopted the euro as our official currency. This also helped us to become part of the single market, where we will be able to also facilitate trade between European member states. We can move to the next slide. Malta has a very stable economy. This economy is seen through the economic indicators, as you can see, through the real GDP, unemployment, employment growth, and GDP per capita growth. We are ranking very well when compared to the European ranking. Obviously, this is done also thanks to the diversified economy and resilient economy which the country offers. And as you can see, we are doing very well. And maybe if we move to the next slide, we can also have an idea of what the credit rating agencies affirm with regards to Malta. As you can see, all of them have a positive A level of rating, of credit rating, and even with a positive outlook. And despite the different crises which we go through globally, we tend to maintain this high level. And this is also due to the diversification which we have in our economy. If we go to the next slide, we can see a structure of our economy. Although when thinking about Malta, the first idea which comes to mind is that it is a tourist destination, yet this slide shows a holistic picture of what the Maltese economy is made of. As you can see, it is divided into different areas which are, to a certain extent, all sharing the same market share. And this helps that in case anything goes wrong within one sector, there will be the other sectors making up for it. And this ensures that our economy will remain stable and enjoying top credit ratings as an economy, as the Maltese economy in Europe. We can maybe go to the next one. At $38,000, Malta has the 30th highest GDP per capita in the world. This shows the resilience of the economy despite the size of the island and even the population which we have. Yet we still manage to make it up quite high when compared globally. Companies assisted by Malta Enterprise. If we can go back to the previous slide, please. Thank you. Companies assisted by Malta Enterprise have generated over €2 billion in exports. And these are the different areas which we as Malta Enterprise assist, mainly manufacturing and information technology and communications. However, there are other sectors such as the professional, scientific and technical services too. We can go to the next slide. Thank you. These are the export partners which we have. Being a member state, the majority of our exports are within Europe. However, we export to all the continents, basically. This is even more so due to Malta being with such a great geographical location, being an ideal logistics hub. Additionally, given the size of the local market, we do encourage our investors and even our local businesses to look beyond our shores when they come to promoting and marketing their products. And this is the reason why we have so many good ties with all the continents, basically, to ensure that they will be, these businesses in Malta will be able to thrive well and even be sustainable on the long term. We can move to the next slide, please. And these are the main exports. The majority is advanced electronics, but as you can see, we have a whole spectrum of services and goods which are being produced in Malta and even exported to other countries. Next slide, please. These are the top 6 export partners. There are 6 which are intra the European Union and others which are outside of the European Union. And now we can have a look at the the sectors which make up our economy. Obviously, Malta has also demonstrated an ability to thrive even in difficult global contexts. In fact, the country has developed a clear strategy for sustainable economic development and identifies key sectors with high growth potential, as well as plans to support their consolidation and success. And now we shall go through them one by one to get a better overview of all the sectors, of the main sectors. We can start by the advanced manufacturing. Obviously, manufacturing, the sector remains competitive due to continuous innovation in products and processes. And we focus mainly on high value-added operations which require a skilled workforce. The sector is very much well diversified with operations involved in the production of components for various industries, including automotive industries, injection molding and tooling, pharmaceuticals, and as well as security printing. However, we focus a lot on having R&D also on the island. So since we can assist a lot when it comes to R&D. We have over 200 FDI operations. And as you can see, we are also involved in world-class products where we have clients, renowned clients worldwide, for whom we work. We can move for the next one, please. Life sciences and medical services. If we can, thank you. So Malta has always been very much known for its medical aspect and for the healthcare. And for this end, we have our own life sciences park, which is entirely dedicated to giving a space for biotechnology companies, for manufacturing of pharmaceutical companies and medical devices. We have also a cluster of manufacturers of pharmaceuticals. Now we're also moving into the software for the healthcare industry, and we've got also a growing health tourism sector. The life sciences sector is one of the growth areas for the Maltese economy, obviously with a high element of R&D. This also includes a lot of innovations, and last year we have also moved into the medical cannabis sector, where we have also provided legislation for this sector, and companies have found it very much interesting to set up in Malta and to operate within such a practical legislation and framework. We can move to the other one, data sciences. So data sciences is also another sector which is doing very well in Malta, given our being an island, obviously having sectors related to internet and digital gaming. Obviously, it does not have any barriers and practically can be obviously done from anywhere, especially in Malta. This is, I'm saying especially because of the strong infrastructure which we have and the multiple links to the rest of the world. We started off from basic software development in Malta, and now we are soon becoming a hub for the development of technologies of the future. This has also taken place even in the past few years, where we have managed to provide a regulation for the blockchain and cryptocurrency space. And Malta was the first country in the world to come up with a regulation in this space. The idea was to be on the forefront when it comes to technology as a country, and we managed successfully. We have managed to attract quite a good number of blockchain companies to Malta, even cloud-based applications. And we have managed to do so because the government of Malta tends to incorporate stakeholders and companies who are interested to invest in Malta within sort of a working group, so that together they can come up with a regulation rather than a legislation, which is practical enough for anyone who would like to invest in Malta and who would like to have peace of mind both for him as a company as well as for their clients. This is very much interesting for such companies, because obviously being amongst the first, this gives them a competitive advantage when compared to companies who are settled in other countries. And in fact, it is actually bearing fruit. Additionally, in Malta, there are also various authorities. As I mentioned, we have various stakeholders, but when we see that a sector has a very prosperous future, we also tend to have the right authorities in place to help assist. For instance, we have the Malta Gaming Authorities, where it comes to digital games and to companies involved in betting. We have the AI task force, because following the blockchain success story which we had, we intended to go forward to promote artificial intelligence and IoT. We have set up an AI task force to create a strategy and a vision for artificial intelligence in Malta, which we have obviously also managed and succeeded to come up with, and have also been launched last October. Again, we have managed to attract quite a good number of AI companies to the island, and this is even thanks to further investment being done by the government of Malta. This cluster has already seen extensive investment, and we are also continuing to invest in this sector. Additionally, in view of this, of AI, we have also set up the Gozo Innovation Hub, which is an innovation hub which is placed on the sister island of Malta, which is Gozo. And the aim of this hub is to have innovative companies engaged in medical sector, in AI, in blockchain, and in IT and IoT, where together, everyone being specialized in his own area will be able to create synergies amongst all the sectors, and together they can come up with different products. Obviously, everyone giving the know-how which they and their portfolio which they have along within their own specific sector. We can move to the next one, please. Aviation. Aviation is another important sector in Malta. It is a growing sector, and it is growing very strongly, I must say, with a presence of a number of quality operators in the maintenance, repair, and overhaul sector. In fact, we're a leading European MRO hub. As you can see, we have top companies which have chosen Malta as their platform from where to operate, such as Lufthansa Technik, which have also just mentioned that they will be investing further in Malta, given the positive approach which Malta and Malta Enterprise have towards them to assist into further development. Companies such as SAR Techniques, Medavia, and even Ryanair have chosen Malta. And there is a very good cluster of manufacturing companies manufacturing aviation components. There's also aviation software, UAV development, flight training, and back office support for the industry. Obviously, UAVs are also very interesting in Malta, given that we have the opportunity to provide a testing environment for companies who would like to test their products. We can move also. Now, there are obviously other sectors which we believe have a greater potential to develop further. This includes the logistics and possibility of free trade status. The logistics in Malta is very important as well. As I've already mentioned, it is a space where the trading is very much possible due to the geographic location which we have, and we also have great links through the through the Malta Freeport, as well as through the Malta International Airport. Other sectors which we believe have a potential for growth include AI and IoT, digitalization of industry, including Industry 4.0, green and blue economy, the healthcare services, international educational services, since Malta is very much an ideal hub for studying and for education, and also for RDI. Research and development has always been one of the interesting sectors for Malta, and since we believe it, and we have seen that companies have already thrived well in these areas in Malta, we will continue to invest further to assist these companies to come up with new products. Next slide, please. Thank you. Some of our end users. As you can see, we have renowned names in Malta. They have all been very much comfortable with our legislation and with our assistances to operate from our island, and we hope we will see much more brands being housed in Malta. Next slide, please. So why Malta? Malta enjoys a long-term economic, political, and social stability. This has been for quite some time, and we intend to continue in this direction because the government is very much pro-business, and anything which can help, he will take any action which can help. In fact, during the COVID period, knowing that there would be companies which are suffering from the temporary suspension of their operations, has come up with 3 financial assistance packages to assist them, to help them and to lessen the financial burden when it comes to paying their employees, for instance. In fact, we have managed to reduce the level of redundancies to a bare minimum, and once we have reopened and we're getting back to the new normal, we are doing very well once again. And it is also, the government has also invested further and is still offering assistances till September. Strategic location with easy access to nearby markets. Our location is very much strategic. We are, although being on an island, you are still being in Malta, you are part of the European Union. You are also on a stepping stone to North Africa and Middle East. And this helps facilitate, obviously we have also various treaties in place, and with other countries, and we have very good bilateral relations with almost every country. So we try to help and facilitate, even in case of companies are interested to provide to internationalize their products. Efficient, competitive, and transparent tax system. Malta has a very interesting tax regime. Our tax regime in Malta is 35%. However, upon distribution of dividends to your shareholders, you will be eligible for a refund of 30%. And so the effective tax rate would be just 5%. This tax rate is not just for you to set up in Malta, but you will continue to enjoy from this tax refund for the duration of your stay in Malta. Apart from that, we also offer incentives for a flat tax rate of 15% for highly specialized persons, which you would, or flares, which you would have within your company, and you would like to bring them along. Obviously, we will have the opportunity to discuss into further details with regards to these schemes, and we will remain, we will assist as much as possible when it comes to investing in Malta. Highly skilled and English-speaking human resources. As you have seen from the first slides, our main languages are Maltese and English. However, despite having our own language, which is the national language is Maltese, all the education, trading, and pharma industry, they all operate in English. And so we do not have any barriers practically when it comes to trading with other countries. Additionally, as highly skilled human resources in Malta, students in Malta are encouraged to continue with their studies. In fact, the government provides them with a stipend to continue their studies up to the tertiary education level. So most of the people in Malta have a tertiary level of education, and we are also encouraged to learn other foreign languages apart from English and Maltese. So most of the people speak Italian or French or German or other languages such as even Spanish. Competitive cost structures with low social costs. So the social costs in Malta are very low compared to the major cities in Europe. So you can have, being in Malta, one can benefit from low social costs, and yet they will still be part of the European Union, and the products and services which they have will be European products, basically. But you will benefit from very low social costs. Excellent quality of life and safe environment. Malta does offer a very good quality of life. Work-life balance in Malta is very much easy to achieve, given the proximity of the different type of entertainment and work environments. And it is also very interesting when it comes to the climate. We enjoy practically 300 days of sunshine a year. Our summers and winters are very mild. We do not have, it's difficult to live in our climate. And in fact, this is a comment which we are receiving from various investors who choose Malta as their business destination, that it is an ideal place to be, living on an island and working and even thriving very well. In addition to all these, there is also an attractive incentives package administered by Malta Enterprise. Malta Enterprise does offer various packages. These include both a mix of fiscal and financial incentives. These incentives include investment aid, tax credits, provisions of soft loans, loan guarantees, or interest rate subsidies. We also assist to train the workforce. There are also business development grants for high value adding projects, which includes also assistances for relocation. And we also offer support for R&D and innovation. As you have already noticed, R&D is very important for us. We have an array of assistances when it comes to R&D, and this is because we believe that different companies, which are in different areas, in different life of the companies, whether they are startups, whether they are established, or whether they are established and ready to start to internationalize, we offer different packages. However, I encourage you that if you would be interested in investing in Malta, you would approach us so that together we can understand better the needs which you would require, so that we can come up with a tailor-made package for you. It's not a one-size-fits-all, despite the whole list of assistances which we can offer, but we can guide you as to which schemes can be taken, depending obviously on the sector and even the stage of your business development. And even we will be able to see which ones you can also take in parallel. As with regards to R&D, again, it's open. We start from feasibility studies, where you are still having an idea to check whether it is a viable concept or not. And we also assist further during the different stages of R&D. We have also Malta, given its size, is also very interesting as a test bed for your products. So you can use practically Malta, given its size and traceability of the people who live on the island, to test your products or services prior to launching them into larger markets such as the European Union, North African, or the Middle East. When it comes to the medical sector, we are also very much open for clinical trials. And we, as Malta Enterprise, facilitate communication with the necessary authorities, with the stakeholders, and even with hospitals, if need be, when it comes to medical sector, or with other companies when it comes to the other sectors. Even if you would like to take, for instance, a fact-finding trip to Malta, we at Malta Enterprise will be more than happy to set up one-to-one meetings for you to facilitate this visit and to make the best out of it, so that you will obtain first-hand information from people who have already chosen Malta as their business destination, so that you too can call Malta home one day. Apart from this, we've also got a transparent legal and regulatory environment, and this also helps with establishing yourselves in Malta. Now I would like to provide you with a testimonial video so that you can understand better what other investors think about investing in Malta, and then we will have time for questions and answers. Thank you for your kind attention. If you can maybe click on the link, please.
Yep, give me 1 second.
Sure.
Getting this real traction from customers coming to see our innovation center. interested in manufacturing in Europe, and they really see Malta as a good opportunity and advantage because of the logistics connections, because of the stable costs, and
the Maltese Islands. Located in the heart of the Mediterranean, Malta has become an integral part of the European Union and one of its greatest success stories. Malta's export-driven economy in both goods and services, which has consistently attracted investment for entire decades, is dynamic and flourishing.
We're getting this real traction from customers coming to see our innovation center, interested in manufacturing in Europe, and they really see Malta as a good opportunity and advantage because of the logistics connections, because of the stable costs and the great workforce that we have here.
We have no issue with shipping out our product almost to everywhere worldwide. It's very easy. The shipping channels are available, so we have no issues with finding vessel availability.
Relocating here to be part of this success story will ensure your relevance in the global market of the 21st century. Setting up your business in Malta is straightforward, transparent, and there are many incentives to help you do so. Malta Enterprise offers you a single point of contact for all your requirements.
There are many benefits from actually being here in Malta. It's a lovely climate, we've got lots of sunshine, it's easy to get around, we have good English-speaking schools, international community.
It's clear that the Maltese medical community has a very strong relationship with the UK, so we understand the sort of model of delivery of care and delivery of education.
The island offers an international community with highly developed skill sets. Malta's multilingual human resources are flexible, innovative, loyal, and highly productive.
There is very good local workforce available, very highly skilled, and a good flexibility according to our needs, I would say. Again, this is because of the smallness of the island. I think we are very flexible in this respect.
The business environment in Malta is very vibrant. Many companies open up and there is a lot of activities stipulated from the government side. Other reasons to come here was obviously the geographic location, government or reliable politics, and other factors that contributed positively.
Being a blockchain company, I think Malta is absolutely the place to be. The Maltese workforce is multi-talented. And when you're a startup, that's what you need to do. You have to be able to do many, many things.
Locally, we got a lot of help from Malta Enterprise, which is the government body which helps enterprises like us. They were very supportive of blockchain as a sector and blockchain businesses, and we've managed to move and grow very fast.
From the moment you arrive in Malta on your first fact-finding visit, you will be impressed by our warmth, generosity, enthusiasm, and professionalism. You will be pleasantly surprised to find industrial space or a great location for your service base. And setting it couldn't be easier, be it technology, information, or manufacturing. Tax, financial, and training incentives are also easily accessible and are aimed at supporting your stability and sustainable growth.
Access is one of the key advantages. Access to people, to enterprises, to support organizations. Very quickly and easily and short notice, we have the opportunity to talk to people who can take decisions and can make things happen.
Come see us today. Let us be part of your tomorrow. Malta, the place where tomorrow begins.
All right. Well, thank you for that very informative presentation. So, yeah, according to Maria, we can go ahead and entertain questions right now. But before that, I would like to, well, you can type in your questions to the Q&A tab right now. We're going to collate it and they will answer it one by one. By the way, I'm going to run a poll right now. Just to give you an idea, International Trade Council planned to have a trade mission in Malta last April, but unfortunately, due to the current situation in the world, the trade mission wasn't able to push through. So this webinar is actually a kick-off for a virtual trade mission that we are planning. We're planning to have a series of virtual trade mission about Malta. So I'm going to run a poll right now about it, and also I will also ask you guys, if you're not yet a member of International Trade Council, if you're interested to become a member, just please check the poll. So there you go. I hope you answered the poll. And then we'll start answering your questions. Okay, so Natalie and Maria were able to see the first question. Hello?
Hello. Yes, tell me.
Okay. So before we proceed, maybe all of you has a question about the presentation itself and the recording. Yes, it is this presentation is recorded. It will be uploaded to our YouTube channel, and we will definitely send you the link maybe tomorrow or the next day. So the first question here is from Sahir, wanted to know more about the support for innovation and tax system.
Yes, so in terms of tax, Maria did answer the question during the presentation. So we have a very competitive tax structure in Malta, which is approved both by the EU and the OECD. And of course, companies can avail themselves of this tax structure. In terms of support for innovative companies or innovative products and services, we have a range of incentives that we can provide, which are generally either grants or repayable loans. And as Maria mentioned, we also have a very strong R&D incentive package, which in turn can support innovative companies to further develop their products and services when they have a base in Malta. One other important element to keep in mind is that since Malta is a member of the European Union, any company registered in Malta and doing a productive activity in Malta will also get access to EU funds, which generally are of a competitive nature, but are very generous, especially when it comes to research and development.
All right, thank you. Next question. Great insights on economy of Malta. Let me know if you're interested in doing business in India and want to make entry in India. From Deepan Kar.
Okay, so in regards to Malta's relation with India, it is very, very good. From an investment point of view, we have a number of companies originating from India who are investing directly in Malta, primarily to be able to access the European market as well as Africa. So a number of Indian companies look at Malta to be able either to add value to their products, and therefore their products can become a made in the EU product. Obviously, there are a number of regulations that one would need to follow. But primarily, the reason why Indian companies look at Malta is to provide them with the important access to Europe.
All right. Next question is, what are the taxation advantages compared with other European company? Give me 1 second. I lost it.
Yes. So as we have already mentioned, we have a very competitive tax structure in Malta. It's not only in relation to corporate taxation, but it is also related to social costs in Malta. So as from day one, an investor would know exactly how much they would need to pay to have employees in Malta. Perhaps what we can suggest, Ron, is that we can share Maria's and myself our email addresses. So if there are very specific questions, we can answer them either via email or organize separate conference calls.
Yep, definitely. For questions that is very broad, we will provide email address of Maria and Natalie later, so that you can direct your question to them. Give me 1 second. Please talk about higher studies in Malta for international students. Avinash.
So in terms of education in Malta is free for the local population. So up to the first degree, we get free education. And again, as it was mentioned in the presentation, we actually receive a stipend. So kind of we get paid to go to university for the first degree. And apart from this, we are very attractive when it comes to attracting foreign students to Malta. In the video that was shown earlier on, there was also reference to Barts Medical School. This is a university originating from the UK, and they have opened up their second campus actually in Gozo, and they are being very successful in attracting foreign students who would like to carry out their undergraduate degree in medicine here in Gozo.
Okay, so what is the minimum amount to invest in order to start business in Malta?
There is no minimum investment. It will very much depend on the business model and the business project in Malta. Obviously, there is a minimum paid up share capital that the company would need to pay when registering the company in Malta.
All right. 1 second. So Signity is currently on the webinar right now, Robert. He said that he will be traveling to Malta on the 17th of August for a client meeting, and they would like to know if they can set up a meeting with Malta Enterprises.
Of course. We would be very happy to take forward the discussions. I can see that you already have some clients in Malta, so that is very good. Maria will be sharing our contact details as well, so you can send us an email and we can organize a meeting, and even if you require any other meetings, we can help you to set up.
Yep, we will definitely do that as well. And
Thank you.
All right, so what is Malta looking for, investor or just trade?
So we are interested in both. However, the remit of Malta Enterprise is primarily to attract investors to Malta in productive sectors and also to support companies which are operating from Malta. In terms of trade and internationalization, we also support companies, and this support is offered by our sister organization, Trade Malta, which offers support when a company wants to attend international fairs or when a company wants to organize a number of B2B meetings outside of Malta. And they also organize a number of official business delegations where the delegation is accompanied either by a minister or a high-profile politician to facilitate the introductions and facilitate the connections between different companies in order to encourage trade. Just to give you an example, the last trade delegation was organized at the end of February, beginning of March, where a trade delegation, together with our Minister for the Economy, they visited Ghana, again, to make connections and the necessary introductions for businesses to take them forward.
All right, so next is what are the benefits that you provide to corporate, and does it depends upon the investment we do, or it's same for all?
So if we are referring to our incentives are mainly available to the sectors that Maria has referred to in the presentation. So we do not make any difference between a foreign-owned company or a Maltese-owned company, and the level of assistance that we provide will very much depend on the business plan and the added value that the project will have towards our economy. So it's not an issue of how much it will be invested, but more an issue of the added value that there will be in our economy.
All right. So what is the expected GDP growth for the next 3 years?
So in terms of GDP growth, even though during the COVID period, the rate of growth was revised for all EU member states, we are seeing that we will continue to grow at a lesser stage this year, but we will have a complete recovery next year. Just to keep in mind is that on average during the last 3 years, we had an average GDP growth of between 4 to 6%. So obviously the COVID did impinge on that growth, but we are seeing that we will return back to that growth in a couple of months' time.
All right. So we are an AI company and planning to launch one of our most innovative e-commerce project for clothing, and wanted to know the advantage of starting it from Malta as making Malta global headquarter for the same. Yeah, I think for that one you may need to reach out to them directly, so that they can help you out. We'll definitely provide the information to them with your details. I don't know if this has been answered already, but maybe you can check that. What is the rate of tax for corporates?
Yes, so the corporate tax rate in Malta is set at 35%. However, there is a reimbursement system for non-resident shareholders, whereby upon distribution of dividends, there will be a reimbursement of up to 6/7 of the tax paid in Malta.
All right. So can you highlight? Sorry. How do we get web development and mobile development projects from Malta?
Obviously, once we can get more information on the type of projects that you are after, we can make introductions to the Chamber of Commerce, where they will be able to connect you with their relative members who might be interested to collaborate on different projects.
All right. So we are a company that opens electric cycle scooters, mobility centers to help the city's air pollution and have a healthier life. Do you think we have a scope in your city? We have everything in-house from manufacturing to information technology infrastructure.
I would say that we should have a separate conversation on this question, because we would really need to understand what might be the plans for Malta. So whether it would be the manufacturing side of things or the testing side of things. So we would need some more information to be able to provide more detailed information.
All right. So I think this next question is the same. They are manufacturer of solid. I mean, the same in the sense that you may need to have a separate conversation with this attendee. We are a manufacturer of solid carbide tool from India. If I want to start say manufacturing unit there, then where I have to inquire. So yeah, I think that requires a separate conversation.
Yes.
This one, yep. This one, can you please share information regarding facilities to produce music and music video in Malta? Are there any rebates for shooting in Malta?
Yes, so we have the Malta Film Commission, which is responsible to attract the production and development of films in Malta. So again, there we can make the introduction and organize even a conference call to discuss with our film commissioner.
All right. What are the opportunities for a news and media company?
Sorry, I did not understand the question.
Sorry. How are the opportunities for news and media company?
Yes, news and media companies in Malta, they are mainly focused on the local market. However, we do have a number of companies which use Malta as a base to develop a number of publications, which are then published and advertised in other European jurisdictions.
All right. So may we establish our company there for support to qualified professionals to Malta from India?
So to be able to apply for assistance provided by Malta Enterprise, obviously there needs to be a very concrete business activity happening in Malta. So the main activity of the company needs to be happening in Malta, so then the relevant incentives might be available. Obviously, all the incentives that we offer will be subject to the approval of our board of directors, which will look into each and every project that we receive, and they will approve or otherwise any available assistance.
All right. So how does visa system operate for prospective investor and its key employees?
So in terms of visas, any interested investor who would like to visit Malta, first we organize a call and we request information on the business activity that will happen in Malta, and then we make the necessary connections with our investors.
All right. So those are the questions. Well, if you check, there are some questions that we skip because I believe that those questions need to be addressed directly and have a separate discussion with Malta Enterprise. I think Maria is replying to your questions and giving information or contact information about it. Your questions are very good, and I appreciate that this webinar is very interactive. So let's take one last question, and then let's move forward. We are packaging machine manufacturer from India for food and non-food sector. How is food and non-food market in Malta?
So in terms of the food sector in Malta, we do have a number of manufacturers and exporters. So one of the, at least two of the largest manufacturers in Malta, mainly, I would say 80 to 90% of its produce is for export. If the company is within the packaging machine manufacturer, again, we would be interested to have a separate discussion of what exactly they do and how they can benefit by having something in Malta.
All right, perfect. So I think that's it for the question and answer. As I mentioned, for those questions that was not answered yet, those questions need to have a separate discussion with Malta Enterprise. And as I mentioned earlier, I ran a poll about our future plan about doing, having a virtual trade mission in Malta. So we will definitely let you know about it. And this webinar, by the way, is recorded. So we will be sending the link for the YouTube channel of this of our organization, so you can review the recording. So I think that's it. If you need to say something else, Maria or Natalie, you can close the presentation.
Yes.
So,
sorry, Maria, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Thanks for your kind attention. Whatever you will be requiring from our end, we're more than happy to assist you. And we're also posting our email addresses on the various questions which you have done in the Q&A section. Yep. Whatever we can help you with, we're more than happy to do it, either via emails or even through a quick chat.
Yep.
Thanks
Correct.
a lot.
You're welcome. So again, we will move forward with the virtual trade mission in Malta. Maria and I will going to plan it. We will tell you the date when, and then we will definitely let you know, especially those people who answered yes in the poll, that they're interested to attend the virtual trade mission series. Thank you so much for all joining today, and I hope to see you in our next webinars. And you all have a wonderful day, and you all please stay safe. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, Maria and Natalie. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.